Hey guys, Matt, Nomadic Native, back with you. Thanks for tuning in. Today I want to talk about something kind of important. It's a safety thing. I want to talk about driving a Class A RV and some of the things that you run into and some of the safety things that you need to think about. If you've never driven one of these great big rolling billboards, let's call it, you might not know how badly crosswinds can affect an RV, Class A especially. When we were driving across Montana and Wyoming, for example, we noticed that in those vast open plains, the rolling hills, they had windbreaks built along the highway. We saw other vehicles having trouble with crosswinds. We ourselves, we could feel them, but they weren't so bad on us as they had been in the past because of what I'm going to show you today. What I'm going to show you is called a SafeTPlus. It's basically a great big center-loaded shock absorber. And I'll show you more about it and tell you more about it when we get under the RV. But one of the big things that we've noticed having it installed is just how much more pleasurable it is to drive this great big Class A RV. My wife is a small woman. She's small framed and she loves to drive this thing. During the day, she's the primary driver. Before we got the SafeTPlus, you know how even when you have power steering, you're going down the road, and because of the wind or the road or whatever, you're constantly, doing this to keep the RV going straight down the road, right? With the SafeTPlus, it's more like, hardly at all. And in a crosswind, you know how in a crosswind, if you're not only doing this, but you're actually turned into the crosswind and still doing this to keep it going down, straight down the road, right? Well, with the SafeTPlus device installed, it's more like you don't have to steer into the crosswind near as much. And once you do steer into the crosswind and you're going straight down the road, you're not fighting the wheel to keep going straight down the road. You're pretty much just holding the wheel right there where it's supposed to be, and it's so much more pleasurable to drive. The other thing you notice when you're driving a big rig like this is tractor trailers, the wind force that they carry with them, especially on 2-lane roads or when you're passing them on the left. Well, anyway, that big bubble of air that they push in front of them will just, knock you to the left if you're passing them and they're on the right, or if you're passing them on 2-lane road, they'll knock you to the right, all that wind. Well, with the SafeTPlus, I got to tell you, that's all but gone. You don't feel it hardly at all. And the little bit that you do feel is no big deal, because it's keeping your coach going straight without much struggle at all coming out of you, without much effort. And the big thing, and I'm going to talk about this more when we get under there and look at it, but if you look down in the description of this video, you're going to find a link to a video that's going to show you what happens in a Class A RV when there's an explosive front blowout, tire blowout. What I want you to notice when you see that video and think about is, you've seen video here on our channel of my wife, my little wife, driving this RV. In an explosive front tire blowout like that, it happens right now, okay? There's really no time to react. There's no time to think. Okay? The RV will dive forward and to the direction of the blowout, whichever side it is. And it does it suddenly, it does it violently. It can cause you to lose control, and it can kill you. It can kill you, it can kill whoever's with you, it can kill your pets. It'll absolutely destroy your RV. There will be nothing left. So, in my opinion, and for those reasons, the SafeTPlus is by far the best upgrade that I've made to this RV. It is by far the most cost-effective upgrade I've made to this RV, and it's given us back thousands and thousands of safe miles, hundreds and hundreds of safe hours, and many, many, many wonderful and safe memories. I feel very strongly about it, so I hope you'll take what I have to say to heart. Anyway, let's go underneath and have a look. Okay guys, we're out here underneath my RV so that I can show you what I think is probably the most important upgrade I've ever made to an RV. And I don't say that lightly. I mean it. This big shock absorber thing that you see here is called a SafeTPlus. What it does is it's a spring-loaded to center type device. In other words, if I turn the wheels to the left, it compresses. And the entire time that it's compressed, this side goes into this side, it's spring-loaded to return to exactly where it's at right now, to pull the wheels back straight. If I turn to the right, it expands, and it's spring-loaded and constantly wants to return the wheels to straight. When you install it, you have to adjust this side. You have to drive the RV, get it going straight on a fairly flat surface, and let go of the steering wheel, and the RV should continue to go straight. If not, you have to make minor adjustments to this side over here until it does. So when this is centered at its rest position, the RV is going straight. This has several key advantages for the driver of the RV. The first is, and the reason that I made this upgrade, have you seen the video, and do you know what happens when a front tire on a Class A RV has a sudden explosive blowout? The RV dives to that side, down and forward to that side, and it can cause the driver to lose control of the RV. And there's a video out there, I'll link it in the description below, where you can see that an RV had a explosive front blowout on the left. It dove into the center median of the highway and started to roll. My understanding is everybody escaped with minor injuries, didn't kill anybody, but I can't imagine anything more scary than that. So that's one of the reasons that I put this on here. It's not going to prevent that from happening, but it is going to give the driver a little help in keeping the RV straight as you slow down with that blown front tire. Other advantages to having this include, you know how when you pass a tractor trailer it tends to blow you over, and this removes that as well. And it just makes driving the RV a lot more enjoyable because you're not fighting the steering wheel, trying to keep the RV going straight down the road. It gives you an added measure of safety and could possibly, save our lives if it ever comes to that. Now I want to tell you a little bit about the company that makes this is called a SafeTPlus. I'll put that on the screen, how they spell it, SafeTPlus. But anyway, when I first ordered this device, this is the bracket that the company sent me that attaches the SafeTPlus on this side to the coach. Now, one of the things that I had to do, see, this is a 2004 Winnebago. One of the things I had to do is I had to have a company in Tulsa make me a new U-bolt up there to go around the springs to hold this bracket on, because this is a 2004, and when I went to take those nuts off of that U-bolt, well, I had to cut one of them because it was just fused, rusted on. So I had to cut one of them, and I had to have Tulsa Spring, I think is what they're called, make me a new one. And when I installed it with the original bracket that you see laying there on the ground, it caused the SafeTPlus device to be the new low point at the front of the RV. It was lower than, right now I have the RV up on its jacks, so you can't judge it by what it looks like right now, but it was a lot lower to the ground than the lowest point on the RV. So I called the company, told them what was going on, and got in touch with, got to speak with one of their technicians there. And I used my iPhone to shoot him a quick video to show him what I was talking about. He asked me to make a couple of measurements, and made a couple of measurements and shot those to him. And the company sent me a rebent bracket so that when I installed the SafeTPlus device, it was no longer the low point at the front of the RV. I mean, I was worried about, going over speed bumps in and out of RV parks. I was afraid the darn thing was going to hit the speed bump. That's how low it was. So within like a week, that new bracket was sent to me free of charge, no shipping, didn't pay for a thing. I got the thing installed and centered, and it's been absolutely wonderful to have on the RV. I highly recommend it, especially if you happen to have a wife like mine who is 5 foot 1 inches tall, 120 pounds soaking wet, and she absolutely loves to drive this great big Class A RV. I think it's 18,000 pounds or something. And before we had the SafeTPlus device installed, I mean, it was constantly fighting the steering wheel back and forth. Not terrible, but all the time having to, fight the steering wheel to keep the thing straight. And all the time trucks going by us and, blowing us off out of our lane and that kind of thing. And as soon as we installed the SafeTPlus device, all of that just went away. It's absolutely wonderful. I highly recommend it. And to be perfectly honest with you, I will never own a Class A without a SafeTPlus device installed. That's how strongly I feel about it. Okay, so there you have it. Enough from underneath the RV. So there you have it, guys. That's the SafeTPlus. It's probably the greatest upgrade that I've made to the RV so far, in my opinion. Certainly wouldn't want to be without it. If you happen to be getting a Class A, I would highly recommend that you get one. If you've already got a Class A, certainly give it your consideration. Something I want you to know is there's nobody paying me to say this. Nobody's paying me to make this video. I'm not affiliated with the company in any way. The reason I'm making this video and showing this to you and telling you about it is because I truly believe in the product. We've used it for a while now. It does what it claims it does. It's been wonderful for us, and I know that if you get one, you'll probably feel the same way. So I highly recommend it, and there you go. So thanks for watching the video, guys. We really appreciate you taking the time to spend part of your day with us. If you're not a subscriber, we invite you to subscribe and follow along. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you soon.